Hey everybody, Dave from How It's Played here with another Pathfinder rule reminder for you, and today's question deals with the trick magic item feat and whether or not it can be used with a magic staff. And the short answer to that, I believe, is in most situations no. But this is a topic that has a lot of debate, so I want to make sure I cover the different sides of the discussion and make sure that all the GMs out there have all the different sides of the story available so that you can make decisions for your own table. So the Trick Magic Item feat is a feat that allows you to spend actions to activate a magic item that you normally could not activate. And the feat itself doesn't really go into any reasons why you couldn't activate the magic items. It doesn't specify that only in these situations can it be used, although it does use activating a scroll or a wand that has a spell that's not on your spell list as an example of one situation where you could use it, but that certainly does not exclude others. So the reason why this has a lot of conversation about it is because a magic staff is not the same as a wand or a scroll. A magic staff, in order to use it, you have to prepare it during your morning or daily preparations, and when you do so, you grant it a number of charges equal to your highest level spell slot that can be used to cast spells with that staff for the remainder of the adventuring day. So if the staff was not prepared by you, and therefore doesn't have any charges in it, and you try to use Trick Magic Item to cast a spell out of it, well, you might be able to trick it into allowing you to spend actions to activate it. But if it wasn't prepared and there's no charges in it, then it'd be like shooting a gun with no ammunition. It wouldn't have any result. So in most situations where people are thinking of using the Trick Magic Item feat, the staff hasn't been prepared, wasn't prepared by them, doesn't have any charges in it. So even if you activated it with Trick Magic Item feat, you wouldn't be able to actually cast a spell out of it. There'd be no tangible result from that action. So there are other schools of thought. One is, well, what if somebody else prepared the staff and then handed the staff to me? Could I then use Trick Magic Item to activate it and cast a spell? And quite possibly, I guess, yes. I think there is a valid argument to be made there that you would be able to use Trick Magic Item feat in a case like that. But in that case, the person who prepared it could not have prepared it and handed it off to you and then prepared another magic staff for themselves. They would still be limited to only being able to prepare one staff per day. Another question that comes up is, well, couldn't I just use Trick Magic Item to prepare the staff? And the answer to that is mechanically no. Trick Magic Item allows you on a success to spend actions to activate. And the process of preparing a staff is preparing the staff, it's not activating the staff. And also there's no actions that are spent in the preparation of a staff. But I want to make sure that GMs are seeing both sides of the story, so I do want to give some time to the other school of thought, which is, if you read the body of the Trick Magic Item feat and not strictly the text next to success, it says you use it to activate an item you previously could not activate, and like I said earlier, it doesn't really specify what reasons why you're not able to activate it. So there is an argument of this would be a way to allow you to activate a staff even if it wasn't prepared, even if it doesn't have any charges in it. If this is a feat that allows you to activate something you previously could not activate, then you can do it. And you would be able to cast spells out of that staff even if it wasn't prepared, even if it didn't have any charges. I do not believe that the intent from the designers was to apply a ruling that broad. I have concerns that if you did apply a ruling that broad, then that is giving license to players to prepare 6 staffs every morning and then cast them, non-stop, just spam the highest level spell out of it and not worry about charges, because if your interpretation of that line is that you can activate any magic item that you couldn't previously activate without regard to why you couldn't previously activate it, then it gives you a license to keep using a staff even when it doesn't have any charges in it, and that's obviously, in my opinion, game breaking. So that's it in a nutshell. In most cases, I believe you want to be able to use trick magic item to cast out of a staff, because if it wasn't prepared, then it doesn't have charges. But maybe a situation where somebody else prepares it, puts charges in it, and hands it to somebody else, it could be permissible within the rules. As always, I'm going to leave links to relevant videos in the description of this video, and if you have any suggestions for future rule reminder topics, please let me know in the comments. And as always, I want to take a moment to thank everybody out there who supports me, either through Patreon or by clicking on the like button, leaving a comment, subscribing to the channel, sharing these videos with your friends and fellow players. I really appreciate everything the community does to support me. And with that, thanks for watching, take care, and happy gaming!